Inside this room, all of my dreams become realities, and some of my realities become dreams.
All my life I've awaited your coming and dreaded it.
I like them French fried potatoes.
Insanity runs in my family. Practically gallops.
I always have a wonderful time, wherever I am, whomever I'm with.
This can't be happening, man. This isn't happening.
It is so much fun to have your best friend's wife come on the program. It's Senator Karin Housley. How you doing, Senator?
I hope your best friend Phil, my husband, watches this sometime, just once, so we can hear you talk about him. He has no idea. Only once did he walk through and go, hey.
Well, that's all it took. I'm just that easy to win over as a friend. He did wave at me once. I have that going for me. So, how's Senator Housley doing?
I am good. I'm good. What isn't it weird that now all of a sudden it's like summer again? We had a week of fall and freezing cold, and the mice came in the house, and then now it's warm again.
You did not just say that. So yesterday, the wife comes running in and says, "There's a mouse in the basement." I'm like, "Oh crap! Okay, where'd it go?" And he goes, "No, it's dead," which is what it was supposed to be, because we have that old crap house in the basement. I have with mouse killer, down there, and it must have ate it. What are you going to do? And I'm like, well, get rid of it. What do you think? I had to go. She won't go in the basement now until the dead mouse is gone. So I do that. And now my job is to go out and get more mouse killer, because there must be more. Now it did what it was supposed to do, right? It came in, it got cold, it came in, ate a little of my special sauce, and it's no longer with us.
So yesterday we had huge power outage here in the St. Croix Valley, which totally disrupted my internet. So I had to go down the basement into the utility room, and I was like, whoa, where did those 4 mice come from?
That's an infestation. That's not a boat. Oh my.
Boop, boop, boop. All 4 sticky little traps. That's the kind I use. And I was like, I came upstairs and our daughter was here. Hopefully she doesn't watch this. And she was having dinner here. So I had to write Phil a note. There are mice in the basement. Because if I said it, she'd freak out because she's sleeping down there. So I did.
Oh, that's too funny. Now, the sticky trap thing, I find this interesting because they get on there and they get stuck. Mm-hmm. And they must, I'd imagine, squeal like all get out. What, they just lay there until they're dead? I mean, at some point they must.
That's where, quiet as a mouse. They even in death, they don't squeal. Mm-mm. I would have heard them, I think, because
that's what I'm saying. You'd think your daughter's like something screaming even bats make noises. So I mean, come on, they must. I don't know. I really don't know.
We didn't hear them, and they're gone. And then I had to run to. Who knew on Sunday night Menards and Lowe's were both closed, so I had to go to Walmart and pick up some new mice.
More sticky traps.
Yeah, and they're not the right kind. Phil was not happy, but I put them out and there were 0 mice today. But it happens every fall. As soon as that cold day comes, poof, they come in. And we can't figure out where.
I use those little green bricks, and I just throw them behind stuff, and then they eat it, and they go away, and I don't know where they go.
Aren't you afraid they're going to die under the stairs and then stink, and you can't figure out where that stench is coming from?
That was my original. I don't know why I'm spending time talking with you about dead mice theory. You're the most eclectic guest I ever have on. I thought that when I first got the house, we started doing this. I said, yeah, they're going to find dead mice everywhere. As I understand it, they get the outside tummy and they head out to the woods.
I don't think they know how to get back out of the house once they get in. That's what I think.
I don't know. I've not found a dead. I thought this one would have got stinky at some point, but we're down there. I don't know. He was lying in the middle of the floor. He didn't make it across the floor. He was in the middle of the floor, just hanging there, just done.
Well, what if he had made it like into your heat duct? And
I'm not saying it's the perfect deal, but the Rat Guard guys, they sell it. They think it's brilliant, and it's easy. You just throw them behind like the freezer and throw it over there where the dog can't get it at. If the dog got it, you throw it someplace they can't. It's working. Dead mouse. Why are we talking dead mice?
I don't know.
You started it.
I don't know how we even got on this topic, but
because you said fall came because you had the cold day that made the mice come in. I said, I had a mouse yesterday. Reliving the whole
now
thing.
Here's the question, and stay tuned. Now that it's warm and the mice stayed outside, the next cold day that we get, are they going to try and get back in?
When it's like a herd of mice, are you thinking they're living there? I mean, how do 4? Hey Bob, I found a hole. I don't.
Exactly.
4 scares me a little bit. That seems like a herd.
Well, none last night, so stay tuned. Stay tuned.
All right. More things to talk about. Much sadder. What were your thoughts on Wednesday when you heard Charlie Kirk got shot?
I couldn't believe it. And I actually texted my group thread of women and I said, are you sure that's not AI? Because that was
Hmm.
just one shot and he dies. And it was so horrific that it just couldn't have been true. And then when it was true, I was just so unbelievably sad for the world, for his wife and his kids, and for all of us who like to practice free speech. It was just like, come on. This is just a regular guy. He didn't sign up for this. Yeah, it was just horrible. So sad.
Going to University of Minnesota in the corridor down the middle. I don't remember if they had a name for it. They had these cement things outlining the garden. And I remember in '83 going there, and some guy would be standing on one of these corners and just blowing smoke about something. I mean, it didn't matter what it was. And there'd be a half dozen people sitting around, and somebody come along and ask him a tough question, and you have this debate. You literally go to the next one down. He's talking about something completely different. And I thought, man, this is what college is all about, man. People just can say what they want to say, and you got to rebuttal, you try it. We are so far from that today. This is a guy who went, and if you liked him, you showed up. If you didn't like him, he'd ask you to come to the front of the line, and you will talk. I just want to talk. And he gets killed for that on a college campus. It's not our same America we grew up in.
No. Though, I gotta say, I just went to Baton Rouge and I was thinking this because I was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, when this whole thing with Charlie happened. And I was touring the Capitol, and little did I know the governor of Louisiana in like 1920 something was actually shot in the Capitol. And I went, oh my gosh, they were even
I did.
assassinating them. I mean, I know we can go back to
Yeah.
Reagan and all of that, but Charlie wasn't a politician. And right, he was just trying to have a conversation. And I didn't know much about Charlie. I'm not that generation and I didn't watch it,
Yeah.
and none of my kids did either. But I mean, Charlie's death has spurred on a whole new generation of followers and fans. Churches everywhere yesterday were
Busy. Yeah.
packed, because it's like, whoa, you're not going to stop us. You're not going to stop us. And it's awakened a lot of us that didn't know who Charlie was.
It bothers me in a bit that he was such a good Christian man. He everything he talked about was from his belief. He stands with it. I presume mine are the same way. I can't quote the scripture like he is. I mean, he was just in that. And I don't know that it makes me exactly agree with him. Everything he says, we're a different religion. But my point being is that people hated him for that. There were people doing dances and jigs and songs about his death, and I could not imagine it. Yes, his religion said he thought this about transgenders. Yes, his religion said this about even the Second Amendment, all the other things. You just have to not believe him. You don't have to go to his stuff. You don't have to watch his videos. I don't hear enough of people speaking up saying enough is enough, we're done. And I take it to you, Senator, and I don't mean to be scary. You had the Hoffmans, the Hortman shot. We've figured out what in the world that knothead was doing. We'll get that figured out. You have a knucklehead walking into the Capitol naked, and just doing his thing. And now this with Charlie Kirk, the shooting at the shooting at the school. You can't feel safe. And I'm sorry to say that. You come on this radio show and you talk your side. Who knows who the knuckleheads that's listening and said, oh, she's a righty? And then everything's off the table. You're no longer, you know what I'm saying? You got to be scared. I'm scared for you.
Which was interesting in Louisiana, they did have metal detectors at their entrance
Yeah.
to their building, and they have a completely Republican legislature, a supermajority. But yet we don't have it here in Minnesota. That is, my people on the right are not going to be happy. But you go into any football stadium, any hockey arena, you have to go through a metal detector. Nobody is shooting professional athletes. They're not going after them. So, there are some steps that I hope we at the Capitol do take to make it safer in there, because it's gone too far, and I have been looking over my shoulder ever since the
Sure.
Hortman Hoffman thing, because how can you not?
I don't know that
Actually, I'm quieter on my Facebook too.
I I've noticed. Of my kids in my religious class from yesterday, we were discussing this, and he was saying, "Well, what about some gun laws you could accept, Al?" I don't disagree that a metal detector at the Capitol is wrong. It would not have helped Naked Guy, but okay, it's okay. I'm not opposed to it, but I also think that then you go in, you walk up and say, "Hey, I'm carrying. I'm a licensed carrier." Great, sign your, let us know you're here. Go on in, Bob, because we know who you are. I don't have a problem with that. So somebody doesn't get sneaky with their gun coming in, I'm with it. The other one I did was what really bothers me is at schools. The same side that wants you to have a metal detector. We have armed guards at the Social Security office down the road here who sits there all day getting paid to make sure you steal what? They don't have money at the Social Security office, but we pay for that. We pay for bank security. We pay for security and everything we care about except schools. I want the PSOs back in. I want them armed. I want us to let teachers carry if they want to get their license to carry. I think there are things we can do. Let's change it. Let's fix this.
In 2023, the Democrats passed all of these laws that they said were going to stop exactly what happened at Assumption Church. And it didn't. It still happened. And we had a bill to fund SROs in schools, $300 million to have an SRO at every public-private school. And they didn't want to do that. That is what we need to do. You're absolutely right. Where we have these security guards at the Social Security office, you know what? Let them in, have at it. What are you going to get? A bunch of paperwork? Go get it. Right?
But that's my point is like, we do protect what we care about.
Yeah.
Airports and airplanes, we got sniffing dogs, we got everything. But our kids get together in one place and we say, don't worry, no guns around here. What do you expect people to go?
Big sign, too. Yeah. No guns in here. Okay.
So
and that's actually what that Annunciation
the shooter said.
There was no guns in there, so he knew. So, yeah. So I if they call a special session, which I'm sure that's where you're going to go after the break, I don't know. But that's going to be number one.
At some point, you're just taking the show over for me. It's going to be the Senator Karin Housley show, and I'll go hang with Phil, and we'll have fun, and you can do the show, because you're absolutely right. We're talking special session next with Senator Karin Housley.
Hey, Brian, what do you call a lobbyist with a sense of humor?
Me?
Close. Momentum advocacy.
We help clients get real results at the Capitol with strategy, relationships, and just enough charm to make it fun.
From policy wins to media spots, we've got your back.
Nonprofits, businesses, coalitions, we've helped them all.
And we do it with nearly 90 years of combined experience.
Momentum advocacy.
As always, your friends at the Capitol. Learn more about our team at momentum-advocacy.com.
Dust from gravel roads and driveways does more than make your car dirty inside and out. It gets down into your lungs, and it's bad for your health. Now there's an environmentally friendly solution for your dust problems. It's called DustLock. DustLock can control all your summer dust problems with just one application. Protect your vehicle and your lungs. Learn more at dustlock.com.
as in alligator. L also in alligator. But it's not alligator. It's the Al Travis Show.
And we've got Senator Karin Housley and my buddy Phil, who once again couldn't be here today for the We'll get here. We'll get him on. Senator.
You know, if you got Phil on here, he's farther right than I am. How
do I put it? I just enjoy giving him a hard time because he waved at me once. I think this is so much fun. And I might be the only human that thinks that's funny, but I do it. At some point, he's going to be forced, somebody's going to say, are you really friends with that Al Travis? He's going to go, Al who?
Al who?
Al who? I think that'll be funny. Well, he talks about you all the time on the radio. Okay, we got to move on. So special session, looks like they really, really want to do this thing. According to NPR, both caucuses have said mental health treatment could be a priority along with additional school and Capitol security measures. Okay, we've talked about those. But it's the gun stuff. Damon says, we're just not even close on this. And this, is it Stevenson? The new...
Zach Stevenson. Yep.
He's saying, according to NPR, the moment calls for us to do something. We're hearing that from all the families of victims. We're hearing that from the community at large, from the state. People are tired of gun violence and want solutions. We want progress. Is now the time? When's the last time a piece of legislation was made well when you were all amped up because of the feelings, the emotion that were going on?
Right. Well, never. I mean, that's not how you should craft legislation when emotions are high. Yeah, never.
Okay, so then this should be taken off the plate. I had a senator, maybe it was a representative, said that we can get that binary trigger thing back in because they took it out. We know we can get that done if we get a special session. I said, that doesn't fix any of the problems we talked about. Nothing to do with the Hortmans or the Hoffmans. It has nothing to do with the school shooting. You're just getting something done for getting done's sake.
And you're going to say to the school mom of the fourth grader, oh, well, we got the binary trigger fixed. They're going to go, what? How does that keep my kids safe? It doesn't. But we got that fixed in a special session that everybody had to run. It's all Governor Walz right now, and it's very annoying. And I don't know if he's doing this because then he can announce a special session and then right after that announce that he's running for re-election again. I don't know what it is, but he wants to get the gun vote. It's all political. He wants to get the gun vote so the postcards in Senator Housley's district and Senator Limmer's district can be Senator Housley voted for keeping guns out in the world.
Now, wait a minute, Senator, maybe I'm not remembering this correctly, but I'm on the impression Governor Walz ran going after the NRA endorsement back when he was a Congress. Didn't he? He was an NRA guy. I remember him in his duck outfit.
Second district that was so ultra conservative and pro NRA and Second Amendment, and then bait and switch. That's who you got left wing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you believe, yes or no, you think he is going to get in? Because I would say you'd want to announce you're getting in before the distraction of the special session. You say you're in, now you got some. If people think you might be out, you might be lame duck guy.
Well, I think he's told, a reporter asked him the other day that he has been telling his donors that he is going to run again. And so when the reporter asked him, he said, that's probably a pretty good bet. So I was like, wow, what a lame way to announce you're running, Governor, but okay. And if he does, I think it's going to be a very big mistake because it's going to blow up. He's got members of his own party that cannot vote for this gun stuff. So, and I'm sure that's why he hasn't called it yet. They're trying to work out a deal. And the only deal that could be is if we focus on mental health and keeping kids in school safe with SROs.
Love that. Senator Karin Housley, love having you on the program. I thank you for taking the time on a Monday. We didn't get to talk the Vikings. That's because I'm tired of talking about the Vikings. We'll do. Have a good one. Say hi to Phil for me, will you?
I will. I'll give you a mouth count next week. Bye.
You got it. Senator Karin Housley.
Tired of one-sided media and divisive noise drowning out your